Welcome back to the Malted Man Cave. I'm Keith.
I'm Dave.
And tonight we're going to be doing a whiskey from one of the islands, courtesy of Mike from Mike and Billy's Whiskey Reviews. Coming up. Alright, so we're back. And tonight we're going to be doing, as I said, courtesy of Mike and Billy from Mike and Billy's Whiskey Reviews, Talisker 18, which I believe is the first Talisker that we've done. Have you ever heard of Talisker before?
I have not. Is that a house in in Game of Thrones?
No, it's not.
The House of Talisker?
What
would be their... No, sorry.
Their sigil. Actually, it's funny. I was just watching Game of Thrones tonight while I was doing that.
Talisker.
Such a good show.
The Talisker.
When is the next season coming out?
I heard it was coming out for, like, it wouldn't be for a little bit because they're filming...
Isn't the guy, like, he hadn't even, like, finished the book?
They're past it. They're past it. All right.
So, Talisker was founded in 1830. It's owned by Diageo. It's on the Isle of Skye. Actually, I think there's a little picture right there. And so I'll show you where it's at. On our good old map, right here is the Isle of Skye. And I believe there may be plans to build another one, but I think as of today, it is still the only distillery on the Isle of Skye, which is kind of funny, because it's a pretty big island. I'm surprised no one else has set up shop there.
Yeah.
So it was founded again, as I said, in 1830 by Hugh and Kenneth MacAskill. And one fun fact for the evening, I believe they still use worm tubs, which... Remember, we've talked about worm tubs before,
Yeah.
Which I believe actually enhances the innate quality of the spirit, in my opinion.
A little bit more piping on the liqueur.
So, without further ado, what you get on the nose?
Oh, actually, yeah, man.
It'd probably help if we poured some whiskey.
It smells
first.
like glass. It's so pure.
Did you have some left over from the little bit that I poured you?
The essence of air.
There you go.
I didn't.
Just save just a smidge.
I will save just a smidge.
So I'll start with the nose. So immediately, and one of the things about Talisker is that it is the saltiest dram that I've ever had. Whether it's Talisker 10, Talisker 18, it is just so full of salt. Like it literally, it's like smelling. It's like seawater. It's crazy with like extra salt like added in, like salt concentrate. So, just a huge punch of salty sea air. Barnacles and berries. Barnacles and berries. Barnacles and berries. I don't know, it's just like my Coast Guard days, we'd have to, chip paint or go chip the barnacles off the bottom of the hull and just smell barnacles, and then you get like a bunch of red berries. If you know what cask are used. I put in my notes that it reminds me of wild berry Skittles. Ooh. Whatever the red berries are, it just like smells like wild berry Skittles. Not the regular Skittles, the wild berries Skittles.
I got you on that.
And almost like on the wild berry Skittles, like you sprinkle a little salt on top.
That doesn't sound bad though.
No.
I like salty sweet.
A little bit of lemongrass, white pepper, fennel, a little bit of floral, pears. Vanilla and light raspberry saltwater taffy, which I love saltwater taffy. It's one of my favorite candies. Barley sugar, and it's almost like you're putting your big old schnoz in like a margarita that has like salt on the rim. And some of that initial like salt, and then like some of the fruitiness like wafts up after it.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you get on the nose?
For me, I got a little chocolate right off the bat. With a floral. I can never pick what kind of flowers I think it's gonna be. I just think it smells like flowers.
Yeah.
And then you're right. Right after that, right after the kind of the sweetness, the saltiness comes through for me. With that, I thought it smelled a lot like chewing a Twix candy bar. I don't know if they have Twix over in Europe, but it's caramel and nougat.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Probably, man, salt would go good on that.
I love salted like chocolate.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
one of my favorite.
Cinnamon. I put some leather down on there, And then it kind of has, for me, it has kind of a clean, soapy, waxy scent to it for me.
Yeah. I don't get as much chocolate on the nose, but I get it on the palate a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's not there.
It's usually one of the
salt
first.
is just so like.
So so it's like one of the first notes I look for in one and then I either know it's going to be this kind of
Scotch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you get on the nose?
No, that's it, man.
So on the palate. I get like salty lemons, like you just sprinkled some salt on lemons and just ate them. Lemon lime margaritas, honeydew melon, a little bit of chocolate, like milk chocolate, but like super, super faint, just barely in the background. Again, vanilla saltwater taffy, marzipan, red berries. You get like the wild berry skittles, ginseng tea and honey.
Man,
and again, just a big old wallop of saltiness. Just like you're just chewing on some salt.
Chewing on some.
I love saltiness. I love salty stuff though, so it doesn't bug me at all. I do think for some of you viewers, this might be, Talisker in general might be off-putting for someone that's not a huge fan of salty foods or salty stuff in general.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Try it.
Do you think this is more intensely salty?
Not, you know what? Not as much to me. I mean, I definitely get salt on it, but
really?
But it might be because I'm bad with salt. I like salt. I like a lot of salt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of coastal distilleries and especially island distilleries, specifically Isla, is known for being like, you know, the salty.
Now I know that it's not like they add salt to the mix or anything like that. It's just amazing how it can pick up that flavor just from where it's located.
I believe, and I think, I mean, this is
so
kind of
debated.
replicate.
You can't.
You get it from both. A lot of people think it's mostly just from being aged in a, you know, dunnage warehouse close to the sea, and I do think you get some saltiness from that.
Yeah.
But I think especially with peated whiskeys, most of the saltiness, well, maybe that too.
No.
But especially like the peat, like just think about all the centuries and years of like the saltiness in the air and the sea spray just coming on the ground, and then when you dig it up, it's got all that saltiness in it.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
So this is like, you know, I don't know what the ppm level was on this. It is peated though.
So on the palate for me, I got some of those simple scents. I got some charred wood. That was the first one that I looked for. Sweetness, and the sweetness for me was a little bit, the only thing I could come up with was kind of some artificial candy, kind of. So I thought Jolly Ranchers, for me, the watermelon Jolly Rancher are mixed with like a cherry Jolly Rancher, something like that.
I can get a little green apple Jolly Rancher.
Like you're throwing in. Maybe that's how I was trying to explain it.
It's like a mix of cherry and green apple Jolly Ranchers. Like for real, I actually like really tasted it now that you said that.
Well, good. And then you're gonna love this next one. I don't know.
Barnacles and berries.
Tootsie, you're looking at Tootsie Pop, okay, and the Tootsie is showing through. So you're getting the flavor of the grape or whatever Tootsie Pop with the Tootsie.
Yeah.
That's how I would.
I love how you call it the Tootsie.
The Tootsie.
Not the Tootsie. The Tootsie.
The Tootsie.
I love the Tootsie.
Well, the Tootsie's showing through. You gotta let that Tootsie show through, and then lick it. Oh man, this is getting.
I always lick it.
Yeah.
How many licks
does it take to get to the center
of a Tootsie? Not a Tootsie Pop.
This is so weird. Wait until we start talking about death again.
Yeah, it's coming up. Be ready.
We have something to tell you about the Malted man. So the last thing that I got, saltwater taffy. Much like you, I thought immediately, man, it's like you're on a boardwalk eating some saltwater taffy.
Yep. What about the finish?
For me, that saltiness stays. The sweetness from the candy sweetness, how I would explain it, really stays up with it, with the salt. It's really a pleasant exit. It's a little quick for me for maybe a medium finish, I guess is how I would explain it. It's not super long, but it's definitely impactful while it's in your mouth.
Yeah, I would say it's a short to medium, but not really quite to medium finish.
No.
A little bit longer than short finish, and I get just that huge punch of saltiness again. And then I get like cherry and green apple, Jolly Ranchers. Now that you're saying it, I really get it on the finish.
It's right there.
Lemongrass. Just saltiness. Barnacles and pears.
Barnacles and berries.
A little bit of marzipan
and
again.
Then look at the tits.
Like vanilla and like vanilla saltwater taffy.
Yeah.
Ends it out. It's a pretty good dram.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Mike and Billy. I'm actually not sure who it comes from. Sometimes Mike has the one, and sometimes Billy gives us some, so I'm not sure who to thank, but thank you both.
Yes, thank you to both of you.
Malted Man Cave Mark, what are you going to give it?
I'm going to give this one a strong... I always say strong when I feel like I'm giving it a low. I'm going to give this a strong 87.
87?
87.
Oh, that's actually higher than I thought you were going to go.
87. Well, I was going to say 86 until I talked myself out of it.
I'm going to give this a Malted Man Cave Mark of 89 out of 100. It's almost a 90. If it was a higher ABV and if the finish was longer, you'd probably get up to a 90. Maybe even better than that.
Man, it's got a lot of great little taste.
Yeah, the wild berry Skittles mixed with the saltiness, it is pretty unique and pretty delicious. So just need a little bit more richness, like with a higher ABV and just a longer finish. So 89 out of 100 for me. You said 87?
87.
86, 87 for you?
No, 87. 87. It's a good little dram.
So, question of the night for this evening, and if you guys have any questions of the night, please feel free to pop it in the comments section, and we'll talk about it if we don't think it's too risque. I was actually telling him I'm actually trying to improve my diet and exercise, and one of the big things that I'm doing is I'm trying not to drink during the week. So I pretty much am trying to only drink on the weekends, maybe one night.
So you can't get a hold of Keith from Friday at 5.
Really grouchy. Yeah, and you can't get a hold of me on the weekends.
I got some
drinking to do. Oh, yeah, pretty much. So, just was thinking about, making healthy lifestyle choices and how long, you want to live, and definitely don't want to get cirrhosis of the liver. So I was wondering, how long do you want to live? Like, do you want to live
till tomorrow?
Do you want to live like till you're like 100? Like, what do you think would be the ideal age?
How old was Methuselah? So I was talking to Keith. I work with a lot of, so my mean patient base is probably 50 to 80. That's where the bulk of my patient base ranges. And between,
for a second there, the way you led it with mean, I know that mean, like the average age, it was like, I know you work with old people that could be grouchy.
Yes. So the average age is maybe 65, 75, and it's man, I have a lot of people that are doing great into their. I have a 92-year-old lady that she doesn't drive very far, but she'll drive, like, we're in her neighborhood, so she'll drive and see us, and I don't know how safe she is behind the wheel, but she feels pretty confident about it.
They always do.
Yeah, she drives a really big car too. And
don't you just love the people that are retired, that when you're on the way to work and you're like running behind, they're just like in the far, like there's 3 lanes and they're just in the far left.
I'm gonna go get some pancakes.
I'm like, must be nice.
I'm going to
my 60-hour work week. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. No. So I said probably early to mid 80s. I would say, as long as I'm enjoying life.
Yeah.
And really, after that, so man, it's tough to say that. My grandma, she's 92 and getting ready to turn 93 in like a month, and she loves
petered out grandma.
She loves visiting with the grandkids, and like the grandkids love visiting, like Ben and Kate already know her and like have really good memories. My great grandparents, it was always really weird at their house. Really weird. It was a lot of quietness, a lot of chicken bowls. Like these like...
What are chicken bowls?
They were like these ornamental white glass bowls, like with like the top was like a top of a chicken and the bottom was like a chicken laying on. Anyways, you couldn't touch them. Don't ever touch them. They might break.
Do you remember when you came over to my grandpa's house? My grandpa was a huge movie buff. Like just everywhere, movies, and they all had to like be perfectly lined up. Like he would literally go through and like dust them and make sure that no one. And Dave was like looking at him and like pushed one in or pulled it out, and like my grandpa like freaked out. We were like in 8th grade.
Have your friends been in my study or whatever?
That was so funny.
No,
my family was so kind to you growing up.
Dude, your grandparents were fine. I will remember that he didn't have any collection. What kind of tapes did he collect?
What do you mean?
That he didn't have VHS.
He did, but
he
had a ton of beta. He had the
beta
beta tapes, and he had, you know, what was the compact disc, like that huge
the
thing.
laser disc.
Remember, like they came in like
the big fold,
like the hard plastic or something, and then like a disc came out of it.
We watched. Is that the one how we would watch the Bill Nye episodes in high school on Laserdisc? Mr. Link's class.
Yeah, good old Mr. Link.
Mr. Link.
So for me, I think I want to live to about 75, 78, as long as I'm relatively doing okay. I mean, I'm not going to be like, I may change my mind when I'm like 79, and I'm like, well, I said I wanted to die by now.
You do realize my dad's like 72, right?
Yes.
All right.
I just don't want to live that long.
All right.
I just don't. I don't. Maybe. I mean, I may.
Sorry,
change.
Bill.
I just may change. I want Bill.
Got to go.
Bill, I want you to live longer, my friend. I'm not saying it's right for everybody else, and maybe I'll change my mind. But 75, 80, and I think I'm good. I'm ready to be done.
Hey, all right. I'll help you, man. Dude, I'll shoot you, dude.
I mean, it kind of has something to do with it. We don't get into it. Like, what I believe. Like, I think where I'm going is a little bit better.
Right now. All right? I'll shoot you whenever... When we're old men.
Ask me first if I've changed my mind.
I'll put you out.
But just make sure I haven't changed my mind.
We'll do like the greatest game.
You're gonna hunt me?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
one last like get your heart beating before you go. Just two old men hunting.
What is that movie? With it's got
the something
John
game.
Travolta and
oh wait, not that.
Oh, what's the Italian guy? He's in Meet the Parents. Oh frick. What is his Meet the Parents guy? The old Italian.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. That's a good movie.
De Niro
with him and John Travolta, and he plays like this Russian dude.
No, is it
or
fairly,
Croatian?
Is
or
it
something.
a fairly new or recent one?
Like it's like Hunting Season, I think is what's
Hunting.
called.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yep. I have
it's
heard
a good
of
movie.
That. The Greatest Game is what I'm thinking of, which is like I think it was a book.
Yeah.
Send a guy to an island and rich guys hunt him.
Just talk to me first before I make sure I haven't changed my mind. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have money laying around, you want to support the channel, check out our Patreon. As always, we really appreciate you guys watching. And
hey! There it is. Sorry about that, Keith.